Hello, and welcome to another episode of Downright Fierce Gaming, America's most underrated podcast. My name is Josh Sensia. With me is
Brandon Akers
and
Tristan Haynes.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Everything's running, and as you can see, everything looks normal. It's not in somebody's living room. It's snowing. Yes, it is snowing. We have the green screen back. The audio hopefully sounds good. I'll find out later, I'm sure. I was on a cruise when the last episode aired. That was 2 weeks ago, and I thought it would be a good idea to leave everything up to Jacob, Tristan, and Lewis.
I think it worked out great.
Yeah, we had one comment in the YouTube channel. Did you see for the video?
I haven't yet.
We had one comment. This is so fucking boring.
Perfect.
I swear, I'm not making that up. That was the only comment we had. Oh, by the way, we curse now. Hi, welcome.
Hey, downright fierce.
Downright fucking fierce.
We're exploits.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's it's fine. It happens because I'm kind of glad that happened because it wasn't that you guys weren't trying. I know that. I know that you guys were trying to put on the podcast, but you ran into the same problem that I run into almost every single week, where you're about to get started and everything falls apart. Right.
Yeah. It was chaotic, to say the least.
Yeah. And but we're back to normal. We're back in the studio, which, oh my god, I just realized we could say that. We're back in the studio.
Back in the studio.
Back in the studio with the lights and the sound dampers and the stuffs. So before we get started, there's something I wanted to bring up. It's difficult to talk about, but I really admire how. I listen to a whole bunch of podcasts, a lot of podcasts, video game podcasts primarily, but also the Comedy Button, which is run by video game people, even though they don't talk about video games that much. And if you listen to one long enough, eventually something is going to happen in that person, and usually the host's life, that they bring attention to in the podcast. Ryan McCaffrey, host of Xbox or Unlocked, it's just Unlocked, yeah, IGN Unlocked. His dog passed away somewhat recently, and he talked about that on the podcast. Even broke down in the podcast, and I really admired that. And Brian Altano with the Comedy Button, I believe it was the one he talked about it on. His his mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, terminal breast cancer, and he talked about it on there. And people talk about breakups, they do that, and I really admire that because, especially with podcasts like ours, a lot of these are personality driven. You come to know these people and you become a part of their lives, and this is their way of opening up to you and kind of returning that kind of they're paying it back. If you're gonna sit there and watch them and stuff, they're gonna give you a show of respect like that and let you into their lives. So I wanted to talk about this, and this is it's awkward to talk about, but we'll go over it really quick, and I'll explain what happened last week and why we weren't on, and then we'll move on to video game stuff. And this doesn't have to be a sad episode, but I wanted to explain first when my family back in 1984. In 1984, my family became friends with another family who I don't want to name just because that's not what this is about. They became friends, and I was born in 1986, and my best friend of all time, who I basically just call my brother, he was born also in 1986, just later on in the year. We were friends since we were babies, and we were at each other's birthday parties every year of our lives. And I mean, I didn't have really a friend until 8th grade. He was my only friend. That was it. That's how close our families were. His mother is my mother, his father's my father, and the same for him. I actually really admired his father a lot. He was the coolest guy I've ever met, and just he was really there for me when I struggled with my family, like every teen does. They fight with their parents and stuff. He was always really there for me. And I called him my father, and he called me his son, and we respected each other like that, and we were very, very close. Shit. I said I wasn't gonna cry. Hold on. Last Thursday, he committed suicide, and it was a shock. It was shocking to all of us. So obviously, I couldn't really do it the podcast that weekend because it was really rough. and on Friday I attended his funeral, which was also very, very rough. But I guess the reason, again, why I wanted to share that was, a lot of our viewers are actually friends. And if you're not a personal friend of ours and you're watching, I just appreciate you watching in general. But again, I wanted to show that respect to you guys, that if you're watching and you follow us and stuff, know that, I like being open and, at the very least explaining why we didn't do an episode last week. And, I also want to personally thank Josh Nowak. It was actually on Thursday, this Thursday, we had a long talk because he's been through a similar situation, and he really helped me a lot. He helped me understand what was going to happen and prepare for everything that was going to happen, and I love him for that, and I love you guys for being there for me and the kind words and stuff, and all the other friends out there who've been watching us and have reached out to me and offer me the condolences. I really appreciate that. And that's it. End of sad segment. That's it. We only had Chris watching. That was it. That was for you, Chris. Anyways, we're going to start with the same thing. Actually, no, we already started, but we're going to move on to Fierce News! Yeah!
It works.
It works! I tested it a billion times. I can't tell you how many times I tested, because today I'm like, nothing is breaking today. Nothing is breaking. I don't believe in jinxes or anything like that. Yeah, grab your waters in case I knock him over or something. But
man's going crazy.
I'm not. I don't believe in that stuff. And you know what? Everything's working. So, it's whatever.
This is wood, right?
Yeah, it's wood. You can knock on that if you want. But I don't believe in that either. Let's start with the first news piece. A company named Funstock Retro has announced a new Switch-style Atari 2600 handheld console. So this has no link to the Atari box. In fact, this isn't even released by Atari. This is kind of like the Sega thing that we talked about. That company released the Sega. It wasn't a handheld console. It was the retro Sega thing. Atari, probably gets some money from it, but it's not made by Atari. It's going to have a 2.4-inch screen to play games directly on the device, but will have an output to a TV connection, so it's going to be kind of like a Switch. The device is going to have a wood effect to give the console the vibe of the classic 2600, and it's going to have 50 games built into it, including Asteroids, Breakout, Pong, Centipede, and Millipede. No word yet on price or when it's going to be released. I do have a big question, though. Who are they making this for? Because all of these games, I guarantee you, those are the best and probably only games that are worth playing on that. You can play those on your phone with a bigger screen, with probably better battery, and who are they making this for?
My real question is the dock. Is it going to be made out of wood? Is it going to look all Atari like? Is it going to be a bigger version of itself to make it look even cooler? Or
No.
is it going to be like Nintendo Switch where it's just a black cartridge that it slides into?
I can't even imagine there being a dock. It's probably just going to be a plug. You just plug in a cable and it just goes right to the TV.
And then the controllers. How are they going to do controllers?
They said that it was going to be an analog, like a little joystick, and then
Stuck with a button on top?
ultra responsive buttons.
Oh,
that was the
right.
big thing, ultra responsive. They were very serious, mechanical buttons. I guess I don't know.
Cherry style mechanical.
But who cares about this, right? I mean, Tristan, what do you think?
I think it's probably for the uninformed gamer, the person who has not played games since the Atari was originally out. They see the Switch,
God.
and then they're like, "Oh, hey, I loved all those games. Let me buy this thing."
You're so smart. I want to make out with your eyebrows.
It's going to be like those as seen on TV things.
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
boxes.
Yeah, there it is.
Get the Joy-Con 12,000 where you can just plug it into your TV and have these preloaded Tetris games.
It's for the person walking through CVS and they're like, "Oh, cool! My grandpa would really like that."
You figured out the price point.
Oh yeah, the price point. I mean, that's going to be important. Mark says price $399.
Limited quantity, only 2,500 made.
I will see now if it's well made and it's limited quantity. Maybe that'd be worth something. But
It's gonna have golden inlaid on the wood trim.
There it is. Yeah, Tristan. I'm wait, nail down the console. I don't know what you're talking about. That was an old thing. Anyways. Distractions.
There's 20 questions, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I think
Are you premature 20 questioning me?
Possibly. This is Chris from the future. Nail down the console, because that's what holds you
All right,
back.
So note to self. We're
Nail
going to
down
start straight
console.
with console.
Okay.
All right.
Is it PC?
I actually, you know what's funny? I wrote down so many things about the game. I forgot to write what it came. No, I forgot if it's exclusive or not. I don't remember what it came out for.
Well,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Work it out.
It was okay. I'll tell you later. And Mark wants to know, does the character breathe fire? So moving on to a Walking Dead mobile game teaser has been announced that is basically Pokemon Go in the Walking Dead world, and it's going to be called The Walking Dead Our World. There are no concrete details yet. It's just a teaser video. It shows people like in a grocery store and zombies start coming out of nowhere. And the cool thing was Rick, Daryl, and Michonne from the show, and it was not the comic book based ones, the actual like actors were computer animated and in the trailer, and then they help them out. And it does show that the game is going to rely on location based gameplay, kind of like Pokemon Go. And I'm wondering like what kind of game. Because, I mean, we had Pokemon Go, we had Ingress. Did either of you play Ingress?
I did play Ingress.
Okay, so is there any like gameplay mechanic to Ingress that would translate to a Walking Dead? Because I know it was like a spy thing and you needed troops or something. Or?
Well, I mean, maybe it's an evade and it's going to be opposite of Ingress. It's going to be evade and run away.
So you're just shopping and then all of a sudden you see somebody. Why is that person running? There's zombies everywhere!
Exactly, and then they're going to have an augmented reality version of it because Tango's coming out.
Oh my God.
And it's starting to grow, so they're going to do augmented reality Ingress version of Walking Dead. Zombies everywhere.
I swear to God, if it was something where you had to evade, could you imagine how many news stories would come out? Couples everywhere run out on their tabs because zombies were chasing them in a fictional game.
How many car accidents dodging pedestrians?
There's a warning, kind of like Pokemon Go, where like in there it says don't go into private property. It's like don't run out on checks, do not like jump out of moving cars. So
many grocery stores, the aisles are going to be knocked over.
And the thing is, like, if everybody's playing this game, all of a sudden you'll just be walking down the street and you'll just see a bunch of people just running in one direction. That would kind of be cool.
Are they trying to catch Charizard or are they running from zombies? I don't know anymore.
I wonder if it's going to be some sort of thing where everyone starts out alive and then slowly people get infected. And so then you have to start avoiding people who are infected. And I mean, they would probably have to reset it, like maybe like do kind of like a ladder system, like every couple months, reset it back so that everyone's alive, see who can last the longest.
It's kind of like
that'd be kind of complicated, though. I think that'd be. I mean, that's a fantastic game that you just came up with. That'd be extremely complicated. I mean, I'm thinking it's going to be something along the lines of instead of gyms, their bases, outposts that your characters have, and then instead of Pokestops, it's going to be supply runs. So you go and you get X amount of materials, and then you bring those to the outposts, and you make sure that they're well stocked.
What are you going to be collecting? Zombies? There's different types of reavers?
Yeah, I mean, well, you're going to be collecting food, weapons, and things like that, I would imagine, maybe. I don't know.
Fortify your outpost, and then you got raids?
Yeah, something like
zombies.
Of zombies. Cool. I don't know. This is probably not going to be that fun.
Yeah.
Robert Haynes says, a stampede in a mall, hundreds dead running from imaginary zombies. I can see it.
I love it.
I can see it. I could absolutely see that being and you know what? The more controversy they get, the bigger the game will be.
Yeah, it'll be great to have people like walking around schools and stuff pretending to shoot other people.
Yeah. I mean,
that'll work out great.
It's better than
that.
That'll be great.
At least they're pretending.
They're gonna get special customized holsters for your phone in the shape of a gun.
Oh my god!
Did you see those?
Cool.
They're retarded.
No.
There's
That's
actually
real?
Yeah, it's an actual gun case, or it's a phone case that's in the shape of a gun. And you can put it in the back or put it in your pocket.
Great.
Somebody's actually been in trouble for that.
Oh, well, I mean, in today's time, the officer's like, put your hands up. I have to make a call really quick. I'm just grabbing my phone. I'm grabbing my phone. You see? Look, it's just a phone. Like, oh, shit.
It's really a statement on society about how we're all zombies, slaves to our phones, and we're all just wandering around, staring at screens.
Sheeple.
The Ingress platform can use how many people are pulling up their phones, and you got to get away from congested areas where too many people have it.
That would just be beautiful. That's what it should be.
Before we jump off of it, though, I do have to ask, because Pokemon just released the legendary dogs, and I know you still play Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to catch any, or did you see anything with it?
No, because they're all gym based, and you have to fight them and stuff. And like, Jamie and I struggled against a like mid tier, was like Lapras. We struggled against that, just the two of us, and we have pretty high level, Pokemon. And I realized like you need a group of people to do this, and
so it's
I'm
really
not organizing that.
Raids.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to organize a bunch of people like, all right, let's all go meet for like 5 minutes and then go catch this. I don't know. I'm good.
Right.
I'm all right. I'm a very passive Pokemon Go player. When I play, it is in the car. Now, I don't look at the phone, but I have a little Pokewatch. I have a little Pokewatch, and I hit the button, and it does all the things for me.
Don't lie, you got the window mount, you got it going on. You
No, I did that on my scooter, though. I bought it. I specifically bought a mount for my scooter, so that way I could just ride. And it's going slow, and I'm just like, oh, there's one. And I'm just like hitting buttons while I'm scooting. So... let's move on to Street Fighter. Now, to celebrate 30 years of Street Fighter, IM 8-Bit and Capcom are teaming up to re-release Street Fighter 2 as a special 30th anniversary collector's edition for the SNES. So they're going to release 5,500 SNES cartridges. And what was it? 4,500 are going to be red, and 1,000 are going to be green. Actually, glow in the dark Blanca green, as they call it. And they're going to be sold for $100. And I thought that was pretty cool when I read about that. So I'm like, I might buy one because the article was up on the 31st. I'm like, I'm sure they're still available. Nope.
I can see them already going on eBay.
It's sold.
For like thousands of dollars.
It's sold out. It's done. You can't even buy one. Now, Tristan, you said something interesting. Why might people not want to pay for this?
The best part about it is there is a warning on it that you should not put it into a Super Nintendo because it can cause it to catch fire.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is right there. Why? How and how did... Why? I don't know. Like...
Yeah.
Well, actually, where is the source of this? Because they haven't been shipped yet.
Oh,
you said it was a warning on the...
like on the box or something. Yeah.
So they knew, and they're like, fuck it. Let's just send it out.
I mean...
Either that or maybe it's just a stupid liability thing because these are old consoles, so, like... We don't want to have you blame us when your old electronics light on fire.
30-year-old console.
I got excited because, I mean, I still have... I don't... Like, I came across an SNES classic through weird means that it's not even worth going into the story, but...
Wait, you have an SNES
No, not classic. Not classic. Just the original SNES. The SNES. I got an old SNES. And I was like, oh, well, I can actually, like, play this on that. And that'd be pretty cool, but...
I mean, you can, it just might catch on fire.
I see that's not worth it. Like,
you can totally try it, though.
It's not worth it to play this one game.
Put a bunch of fans on there and hope that it doesn't overheat.
And plus, I mean, once I saw how, like, if I actually bought one, if I managed to get one,
you lose money
I wasn't gonna ever play it because holy crap, it sold out that quickly.
But how would you know if it's gonna be red or green if you never open the box?
Oh snap!
I mean,
that's how they get you.
You're literally selling this.
Oh snap!
And you get it, and then you're like, I got the collector's item. It's almost as bad as having a booster box of alpha cards for Magic the Gathering.
All right, well, the red one's opaque, and the green one is kind of like see-through. So what if you got like a powerful enough light and to just shine it through, and if you could see through?
But are they going to do it in the traditional?
The traditional like box. Yeah.
Then you're not going to be able to shine a light through the box.
No, a powerful enough light, like a wow, this is like the sun.
Then you're gonna burn the box.
No,
then that's gonna light on fire.
Then that's gonna light on fire.
Well, I mean, something's gonna light on fire. I need to know how much money I'm making in this imaginary world. I don't know. So,
I'm sure there's means to figure out what's inside the box.
Yeah. What's in the box?
Yes.
Oh man, actually, that would when people get their copies in, that would be a cool meme. I want to jump on that one. Okay, doke. Let's move on to PUBG. Oh, man, I have been playing the crap out of some PUBG. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. The Xbox build was playable on the show floor at Gamescom. Now, while there were some expected performance problems and none that weren't already on like the PC version, it appeared that nothing was out of the ordinary for PUBG. Like it was actually running pretty well. It appeared to be 60 frames. At the very least, it wasn't slower than 30. There weren't any hiccups. Yeah, pretty consistently. They say that their goal is 60, but they didn't have a frame counter. It appears. Because there's no like actual report on that, but it was running smoothly, at least between 30 and 60, which is good. The only notable graphical difference was the draw distance, but then everybody said it wasn't a big deal and it didn't hinder gameplay. Now, surprisingly, playing on a controller was not too difficult, even though the whole point of the game is looting very, very quickly. People said the aiming felt right. They got into it pretty quickly. It did take a little bit of adjusting. The biggest issue is that the reload button. I mean, standard reload is either square or X. Like square on a PlayStation and X on an Xbox, and they decided to go with Y. Why did they do that? And then X is loot. That was the biggest complaint about that. And then finally, the developers at Bluehole intend to allow cross-platform play between PC and console. And one option they're considering to level the playing field, because I mean, no matter how bad a PC player is, they are going to have a leg up over a console just because of how fast you can move. Right. You know, you can aim and stuff. They said to combat that, they're going to consider adding aim assist on console when you do cross-platform. But that's kind of weird because the looting. It takes a long time to loot, so you already have a disadvantage with that. And then aim assist goes right to the character, and when you're doing long distance shooting, you have to lead the character. You have to go, even sometimes go a little bit higher than the character and watch the bullet drop. So
does headshots do more than body shots?
Oh yeah, significantly.
So where's it going to auto aim?
I mean, usually with auto aim, it goes right to the chest. But I mean, even if they have something like that, again, you have to lead. So and then if you're sniping, can you just auto aim cheat?
Well,
just
to be fair,
keep doing auto aim.
It's not going to be the first time that they've introduced auto aim to a first person shooter.
No, that's true.
So
that's true.
I'm sure that they have some sort of calibration for it.
But so okay, so let's say you have a guy that's 200 yards ahead of you and auto aim kicks in. Where should the auto aim kick in? On that character?
Well, at first, yeah, and then you can adjust from there. So it's going to snap to, and then you can reposition.
So, but with auto aim, you can do the whole thing where you're just kind of going in and out of aim to see where the person is, using that auto aim as an exploit. And a lot of games that's a strategy. You zoom in and you see if it auto aims, and then you just fire. So with a game like this, especially that relies so heavily on stealth, and the fact that this is not a AAA company,
right?
I'm worried that if they had something like that it would be an unfair, just not even unfair, it would be almost unfun advantage.
I don't know why they would want to do this, because it seems like it's going to be such a unlevel playing field, and what they would have to provide in order to make it even is, it just doesn't seem worth it.
See, what I would say is
maybe on their splash screen for when you die, it's instead of being like you're dead, it says shit about a PC.
See,
Master Race.
I think that they should just make it optional. They make the crossplay optional, and then you don't offer any aim assist or anything like that. You just leave it exactly as it is, because I actually used to play Siege on my PC, but I used to hate using the mouse and keyboard, so I would use my controller. And I'd play against other PC players with a controller, and I knew I had a disadvantage, but I still had fun, and I still held my own at the very least. So, if somebody wants to do that, just let them do that. No balancing. It's like, hey, look, you're gonna suck. Get good.
Get good, son. Get good.
I don't know. Mark's like, tell me why. It ain't nothing but a heartbreak, Mark. I deserve that silence. Yep. Moving on to Dead Rising 4. We're getting it. We're getting it for the PS4. Fuck yeah. I like cursing. Cursing is fun. It's coming.
Let's not go overboard with the cursing.
No.
This is fucking amazing. I can swear all the damn time I want.
Well, when I was saying
it's so
overboard,
cool.
When I was saying overboard, I mean like really just like the whole effing time. Just
is it getting tabooish? We're getting close. I don't want to go too close to it.
And just like the whole time, just nothing but fucks and shits, and butts. Yeah. So Dead Rising 4 is coming to PS4 after a 1-year timed exclusive with PC and Xbox. It's being released as Dead Rising 4's for Frank's Big Package.
It's talking about his penis.
Oh.
Or it might just be the over-exception of DLC that they're adding to this.
They are adding all the DLC, but speaking of which, about penises, I did not realize that's what South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was referring to until today.
Really?
This moment right here?
No.
Wow.
Until I was listening to a podcast and they mentioned that, that's about penis. And I wasn't the only one. Another guy on the podcast was like, oh my God, that makes sense.
And what about the fractured butthole?
Oh, they're talking about anuses. Well, no. The Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, I didn't get it. Whatever.
Okay.
So this is the second Dead Rising game to come to a Sony platforms. The only other one was Dead Rising 2, which is kind of weird. So they skipped 1, into 2, and then skipped 3 and go to 4. I don't know.
Then we'll probably get 6.
Maybe. Well, hopefully. So a new game mode called Capcom Heroes will allow Franken. There's a little accidental end there.
Oh.
We'll allow Frank to dress up as characters from different Capcom games and perform special moves based on those outfits. What is the name of the blonde Street Fighter chick?
Cammy?
Cammy. I saw a screenshot of him dressed as Cammy.
Really?
With his legs sticking out in the air, just crotch right in the camera, and doing like kick moves and stuff.
Did you see the male cosplayer that does Cammy?
I did not.
He does a ridiculously good job. I'm gonna have to pull up his name later.
Like he looks good, or
I mean, he's a bearded Cammy. Like he does the full, wears everything, does all the kicks, does the poses, but he's fully bearded, which is hilarious. So it's just interesting. I'll post pics on.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
It'll be great.
Chris Sand says Dead Rising equals limp dick. I guess that's like, well, I don't know. I guess that would be when you get your limp dick, like, you know, starts going from limp to not limp dick.
Wait, I thought that was rigor mortis.
No, that would be just straight up hard.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, that was a fun conversation. Let's move on to Ark Survival Evolved.
So nice to be explicit.
Yeah. We're still adjusting to that. It finally left early access.
Wait, you skipped the last part though. I know you did.
No,
say
I didn't. I totally said that.
Okay, you're right.
You know, here, you cover this story.
No.
You wrote it. No, you wrote it. Go ahead.
But what happens
Brandon,
if he shows up dressed up as Ryu? Or Ryu?
You didn't write that. I didn't write that. That wasn't on the story.
I know.
And we don't know yet. We haven't been told yet.
I just want to hear it.
I want to hear you do the story.
Okay, so Ark Survival Evolved has finally left early access. Congratulations, 2 years in the making. It's amazing. A new expansion has been announced and is to come out really quickly, actually, in October. It will have on a damaged Ark. Oh wow, I wrote that so wrong, and then you edited it.
No, it will have you on a damaged Ark.
Oh, quotes.
That's what you put.
I know.
You were quoting. I don't know what the quote was from. I just took it from you. You wrote the story.
I was quoting their interview.
Oh, okay, cool.
So they actually put you on a damaged
source,
Ark.
but okay.
You're right. I'm still looking.
Where's the sauce? Where's the sauce?
So anyway, you're going to be on a damaged Ark whose internal atmosphere has leaked away. So it's actually going to be mostly based underground in biomes. Yep.
That'd be cool if, like, when you go on land, you have to, like, have an oxygen supply and stuff. So you know, it's like reverse.
Oh yeah,
like,
you actually have to find the
stuff.
suits.
Like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like to go in the water, you know, you have to hold your breath, but maybe you can get like a scuba gear. I think you can do that. So then the opposite of that, going onto land, you would need special equipment. That'd be cool.
And, well, I mean, it would be interesting to go up there and see it, because they're saying that it's mostly going to just be a barren wasteland up there, and you're going to spend most of your time in the caverns, because that's where everything's going to be, including a ton of new items and some new creatures that are incredibly exotic, is what it said. Exotic.
Where's this expansion going to launch, Brandon?
Oh, it's going to launch on all platforms.
Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome, Josh.
Back to us.
I'm just gonna.
You know, that was actually kind of fun, though. I think we should start doing that more often. I'm gonna hand out news
Clips?
segments, and then that way it's not just me going over the news. We'll bounce it around. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, talk about Ark for a minute. You said that you had the early access.
Yeah, so I bought it like a couple months after it came out, because they had this video that was supposed to be gameplay, and it just turned out to never be. But it looked gorgeous, and you're running away from a T-Rex, and it was so cool. And I bought it, and it was incredibly frustrating, because I mean, at first I was obsessed with this game, and it was incredible. It was Minecraft meets dinosaurs, which you can tame and ride, and it's awesome. But there were so many bugs in this game. Like, I was in this cave. It's not necessarily permadeath. Like, you could go and get your equipment and stuff, but you also have to put down a bed that you will spawn at. And I was in this cave that was like ridiculously far away from my place, and something just started hitting me, and I couldn't see what it was, and it killed me, and I couldn't get back to my body, and I lost all my equipment. I just didn't want to deal with that. And then a second time I had a pterodactyl, which actually they're not pterodactyls in this game, they're just called something else, and I accidentally hit jump off when I'm like flying in the air. So I fall to my death. I'm like, whatever, I'll find it, which it took me forever to find it.
Does it not leave a marker on the map or anything?
It did not. At the time, it did not. So I finally found it, and then I'm looking up and I'm calling it down, and it will not come down. And I spent forever taming this thing, and I was very attached to it, and I was very pissed off, and I was just like, name? Screw it. I forgot. I know I named it, though. Ducky, maybe?
Ducky.
No, that was my Dilophosaurus, or whatever, the fat-lipped... like Ducky from Land Before Time.
Yeah.
What are the Dilophosaurus or
something like that.
the Fartosaurus. So, yeah. Have you played this game, Tristan?
No, I have not.
It's
It
fun.
looks
I mean,
weird.
it's weird.
I've seen some of the mods, which was pretty interesting. A guy made an entire Pokemon, like you can go, like the full thing. You can,
What?
have you not seen it?
No.
Jeez. Yeah.
All right, that's it for us, guys. Thank you for watching Down Fierce Gaming Patreon. Bye. Click. Like, oh my god, I should have actually.
That'd have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Do a quick little pause. Just.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know?
I did not know that. That would be
legitimately
so
the reason
perfect
why
in this
I wanted to get
game.
into the game, and I'd never picked it up.
Oh my god, can you throw Pokeballs and catch them?
Yes, actually, they had it so you can pair them up. It was pretty interesting.
Oh my god!
And when I say that they had them all modeled, I would say at least like the trailer is like 7 or 10 minutes long, and it shows about 20 different Pokemon fully
I
rendered.
beat off to the trailer alone. That'd be so. Honestly, even if they only had like 10 Pokemon on there, that'd be so cool. Like that game would be perfect for that. Oh my god. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it was a cool game, and they have dragons in it now, which look pretty cool. And I don't know, that's all right.
It always looked pretty janky to me. Sorry.
Yeah, that is the issue. And it's still like it got the full release, and I read the review. I watched the video of the review, and it got a 7.7, and they said that
that's still better than No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, they're saying that that's the biggest issue is that it still kind of looks like an early access game, even though it's a lot more polished now.
And the actual cool thing about the early access is you get the expansion for free.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool for you. Everybody else will have to pay $20, but still solid.
Is this not the one where they like released an expansion while they were still in early access? Am I confusing this with a different game?
No, they just pretty much gave you the entire game as early access for 2 years.
Yeah.
And as they updated it, they're like, okay, here's a patch, here's a patch, here's a patch.
Yeah.
I guess I must be thinking of the other survival game.
Maybe 7 Days to Die or something. Or
That
was a fun game. I like that one. All right, so that is it for the news. Let's move on to stolen viewer questions. This is where I stole viewer questions.
It's only because you people don't seem to leave us any.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's cool. You don't have to. If you have some questions for us now, you can ask us in chat, or you can send it to facebook.com/downrightfearsgaming. Until then, we stole questions from a more popular podcast. The first one is: would you rather fight 1,000 bee-sized bears or a bear-sized bee? I would say 1,000 bee-sized bears because. First, that would be adorable, little tiny bears, and they don't have stingers; they just have little sharp teeth, so I don't have to worry about swelling up. It would just be tiny little bites, tiny little bites all over my body. I'm cool with that. But a giant bear-sized bee, that would be horrifying because I'm already afraid of bees, and it would be able to fly. What about you, Brandon?
Oh, I would definitely go for the bear-sized bee.
Yeah.
Only because it's a giant stinger, and you can dodge that.
Oh, that is true.
And then you tackle him and get up on his back.
And ride him like a glorious dragon.
And it's done.
Okay.
Plus, there are some pretty small bears, so.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it could be like a bear
what
cub.
size bear. Yeah.
Yeah, but have you seen
Or a
Honey,
brown
I
bear.
Shrunk the Kids?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Wasn't there a giant bee in that?
no.
Well,
It
no,
giant
there was
cat.
a normal size bee. They were small.
Yeah.
What
see?
was?
And there was also a spider.
And they rode the bee.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can
they
ride them.
did
See?
ride the bee. That would look.
I'm just
fun.
saying.
Okay.
Be like
alright.
Ant-Man.
I haven't seen it. I need to.
Also, bees are not very aggressive unless you agitate them.
Yeah.
Bears are very territorial, so if you
That
run
is
into
true.
1,000 of them, they're going after your ass.
But they're
Everyone's
also
flying.
going to fight each other because bears don't get along.
I mean, maybe if they have to work in colonies because they're so small, their mentality might change like that.
I guess that would be the question too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, Carolina says, sounds like Assassin's Creed patch. I believe she was referring to Ark Survival Evolved. Yeah, that does sound like patch.
Sounds
But
like an EA game.
But yeah, well, the difference is though they usually patch them because they did not polish them enough when they were released, and then this is patching with new content and new. I mean, it's still fixing issues, but they don't concentrate it, on issues as much as content. I feel.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. So, with Ark came out as early access for 2 years, constant play. You paid for the full value of the game right off the get-go. And you
No, it's $35. It was like $35, and now it's $60.
Okay, so you paid half-ass to get everything.
Paid half-ass, yes.
Which is awesome. So, PUBG is.
It's 30 currently.
Yeah, it's like 30.
Yeah,
I think
but when it goes full out, it's probably gonna
I would
be
assume
like
so.
60. Yeah.
So is it considered quote unquote early access at this moment?
Absolutely.
No, it is. It is 100%
Okay.
early access. Yeah.
What's another? Like, we should put together a list of other games that are like that right now.
DayZ.
DayZ, yeah, but that one's just I've stopped following that one. That's just I want nothing to do with DayZ. It had my heart, and then it broke it.
There's Star Citizen. I think is like that too right
That's another one that's going to be in like early access.
That's early access?
yeah,
I don't think it's
but
like on Steam early access, but it's
Yeah. I'm down. If you want to put a list together.
Yeah. As long as I don't gotta
I'm
do it,
down
I'll
to
do
talk
it.
about
yeah,
that.
no, that's cool. I'll work on that.
All right. The next one is, if you can get rid of any current trend in the industry, what would you choose? I would say loot boxes in games. I really, really don't like loot boxes. I know. But here's the thing. I feel like it's toxic. I feel like this whole you have no idea what you're going to get is because whenever I see it, I'm like, oh my god, now I want to spend money.
Microtransactions. You don't like microtransactions.
No, I'm cool with microtransactions. Like if I could just pay for cosmetic upgrades, that's fine. But I don't know. I just don't like it. That's it. I just don't like it.
I definitely get that. I actually really like the way Heroes of the Storm does their loot boxes.
Huh?
Heroes of the Storm.
Oh,
so
well, they stole that from Overwatch.
Well, no,
they didn't
they've
steal it.
expanded
It is
on
Storm
it.
King.
So
It's both Blizzard, so it's not really stealing.
Yeah, so you open the box, 4 items come out, and then you have the ability to spend your gold to re-roll them.
That's
and you can
true.
re-roll a
That's
box 3 times, so if you don't like what you got.
Oh, okay. See, that now, if they implemented that, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Now, Mark actually says a great one, and I agree with this. I'm going to change my answer. It says day one paid DLC. I would say yes when it's on the actual freaking game, like it's on the disc and it's just an unlocked thing.
Yeah.
I hate that. You already made it. Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
I understand
Want it.
DLCs for like actual adding significant content, but I miss the good old fashioned cheat codes. Unlock certain characters with cooler stuff.
Well, they have those. You can unlock characters with money now.
Oh yeah.
You the code is universal. You put in your ATM card. That's the same code. It's like the Konami code. It just works for everything.
That's the trend I'd want to get rid of. I want to bring back the old style where you unlock stuff by actually kicking ass and not just paying cash.
Well, the problem is that it makes them a whole bunch of money. People keep giving them money and they're just adding it to everything. Like with Shadows of War or whatever. They're gonna have single player microtransactions. Yeah, which is fine because it's optional. It's just like boosts and stuff. But that's some robot at the freaking publishing company. Like, hey, you know what's really hot right now is paid DLC. We want you to add that, but we just have single player. Just add it, I say. It's because so much money is made from that. We gotta stop giving them our money. Increase the price of the game. Just make it standard. I'm fine with that. $10 more and you just get everything.
Right after saying that I don't like microtransactions, I started playing World of Tank about a month ago, and I was doing really good not spending money, but there was a really sweet deal, and I ended up dropping, the cost of what a normal game would be. I spent $70 on 4 tanks, but the way that I view it is I play the hell out of that game right now, and
if you're happy doing it,
I'm going to do that, but I doubt that I'm going to put more money into it. I really don't feel like that's going to be comfortable.
I mean, Pokemon Go, I spent money when I went to New York so that way I can get a bag upgrade because I was hitting stops nonstop, and I would enjoy the experience more if I can keep all of these items, and I was fine with that. I spent like $20 on that. It's 20 freaking bucks on a game that was already free, and that's, a lot of people go, why would you waste that money? I enjoyed it. It wasn't a waste for me. But I hate, and with a game like that, when a game is free, it's necessary. That's where microtransactions belong. When you already paid for a game, keep microtransactions out of there. That's not fair. But they're not going to happen.
Advertisements on apps.
I'm down with advertisements, man. I love ads. Anytime I see an ad, I'm like, ooh, that's money I didn't have to spend.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it completely. I'm like, ooh, ads, yes, free. The next one's gonna be what is actually. Did everybody say? Yeah, we all said.
Everybody did.
What is an unpopular opinion that you have? I would say mine is probably my hatred of Atlas. I know that you guys do not have my back on that one.
Nope.
My hatred and utter disgust of Atlas and the way they treated the copyright infringements that they were claiming against streamers and blocking streaming. I think that's an unpopular opinion as far as our circle of friends go. Maybe not the internet, but I'd say that's mine. What about you, Tristan?
Is it strictly video game related or just in general?
Yeah, I know in general. No, sorry, I'm video game related.
I think that Oblivion was better than Skyrim.
Ooh. All right.
Leveling system was not, but the quest design and the stories and that, like the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, those were fantastic. And it was just hot garbage in Skyrim.
I mean, okay, but you're just talking story though, but
that's what that game is though.
And I would even say like actually going into Oblivion was really cool on all the worlds. Yeah. Oh man, I get it, I just can't agree with you.
Yeah, that's why an unpopular opinion.
Oh man, but I get it.
Yeah.
You're right. No, I don't know if you're right. Brandon, is he make words?
All right, so my
No, on the Skyrim Oblivion thing.
Oh yeah,
I don't even know what to say.
Mine totally fits in. So I didn't enjoy any of them.
Mm-hmm.
What?
And it's funny because I have Alduin's statue sitting on top of my computer, and I mean I had the collector's edition, played it, stopped playing it, never beat it.
How do you not like
I don't think
them?
I haven't beat any of them since Morrowind. Morrowind was
hot garbage.
I don't know why I enjoyed it.
I hated it.
And that's pretty much the last one that I beat.
I'm trying to wrap my mind around this because you have immediately once you started talking about that, like there are so many good points. But I mean Skyrim was so much. There was so much more to it. It was cleaner. That's it. That's the word I'm looking for.
So if you remastered it and did everything that you did, I mean,
okay,
all the mods in the world to Oblivion, you can download and get them.
I'll tell you what. If they took all the story and elements of Oblivion and then just used Skyrim skin and gameplay mechanics and stuff into and use that system, then that's the best game. Yeah. So I'll give you that. So I guess that's why I was having such a difficult time arguing because it's just taste. It's just taste. No, it's not even eye candy. I'd say it's the way it plays. Like Skyrim played better than Oblivion, I feel.
Absolutely. No, I'm not disagreeing with that. It just I specifically go into those games for like the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, and I was left very disappointed with what they had in Skyrim.
Yeah.
So.
All right, that's a good one. I like that. What jump in technology would you like to see in future consoles besides graphics? I would say AI. I mean, I know it's kind of an easy answer, but AI, just give me an opponent that I can see is not just adjusting to what I'm doing, but kind of reacting when I do stuff. So if I pop out a cover and I start shooting, I don't want this guy to pop out a cover and then, I get an easy shot. I want him to be like, oh, wait, hold on. Somebody's firing at me. I need to stay down here and wait till he has to reload, and then I'm going to pop up and shoot.
I accept that, and I think that's actually really clever, but at what skill do they evolve?
What do you mean?
Well, AI learns from habits and everything else like that, so if it sees you do that 4 times in a row, is it going to master it? Or is it, how long is it going to, how do you program the learning curve for AI?
I mean, I don't think it needs to be as complicated as that. I don't think it needs to be like over time, because this guy's about to die. You don't need to devote all of these, like processing power to this one AI. But I'm saying simple stuff like that, which is harder to program than it sounds. A simple mechanic that gives the illusion of AI, a reactionary AI as opposed to following a set path. Like they now move and counter your position. So if you're like standing in the center of a room, somebody might, 2 guys might split off and they'll go around you so that way they can, counter you. And that's a giant leap forward in AI. But I'm specifically saying when you're having a one-on-one interaction with an AI, shooting over him should make him go, I need to stay down here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying. Like something like an AI currently, I don't think will ever really just like shoot at some place to like kind of stop you from going there. Like whereas like you could try to trick somebody like in PUBG or something like by shooting so they think that you can see them when you can't, and then they will move around so that you can actually shoot them. That kind of stuff. Or
even like if an AI sees that there's cover next to you that you can go to, throwing a grenade there to destroy that cover, so that way now you're just like, well, what do I do? I don't know. Sorry.
I actually kind of want to see this, and I know this is like way out there, and it's gonna be great if it ever happens. Dream level gaming. So when you're asleep, you can game. You can get a lot more content. Virtual or kind of like Sword Art Online, where you're immersed into the game.
Wait, you're talking about like in reality, you are sleeping and then you're playing a game, or
that sounds like a nightmare future.
I'll tell you something that is sort of possible. Let me tell you a quick story.
I mean, we've already got the technology now where we can induce dreams and...
Yeah. But I used to practice lucid dreaming. I did a bunch of research on it. I did all the techniques that would allow me to lucid dream, and I eventually got very good at it to the point where it was like a video game. I was living in this world, I was flying if I wanted to. I was like creating fun things to do. I was a god in my own head, and it was amazing. But I would wake up in the morning exhausted because my brain was super active at night. I didn't really get that much sleep. I just basically was just tripping all night. That's all I was doing. I was laying in bed tripping balls. So I think that there are a lot of problems with something like that, and there could be a lot of health
the
issues.
difference between and that would be something that would be clinically trialed and stuff like that. But on the short end, like not the aftermath of what happens, but if you're not in the lucid dream, you don't have control over it as much as you control your actions, not the rest of the dream. So with a video game, it's already pre-programmed of what the environment would be like, saving a lot of your mental waves.
That'd be cool. What about you, Tristan?
I just like the portability and viability of VR. I think is what I'm excited about.
I think
just
that's most
able to,
realistic.
something like glasses wise.
If it becomes portable, would it not just be augmented at that point?
Well, augmented takes it's like a see-through thing. So like
Tank
Well, yeah, I mean, then I would like that as well.
But
Just
I mean, sorry.
yeah, just in general, just the headsets are pretty cumbersome right now.
Yeah, I mean, well,
agree.
VR, you were in that world and you were no longer in this one. Augmented would be you are in this one, but you see things around you. Two different things, but yeah, I mean, advancements in both would be fantastic.
Yeah.
So Robert Haynes goes, at the end of the day, the AI should be indistinguishable from real intelligence. And I think that, you don't have to even have true AI to accomplish that. You can have certain like little tricks that make you think that that's what's happening.
That's like what Fear did. I mean, the AI, I know you said it was really good, but it was just spawning people around you, so it looked like they were swarming you. So.
Yeah, and another one was the first Far Cry.
Yeah.
First Far Cry did a lot of stuff like that. The thing is, they would shout out things. It's like, he's hiding behind that rock. Go around him. Yeah. And not every time would somebody go around you, but you're thinking, oh God, they're going around me. And you start freaking out, and you're like, they're so smart. Like, yeah. Next thing is going to be what is the funniest thing you've ever done or seen happen in a video game? There was I used to play Diablo, and that game was so easy to hack that I got the cheats and the hacks for it, and I would lure people into, like, I'd have a portal set up in town, lure people into hell. And then say like, oh, help me, my equipment's all effed up, I need a rejuvenation, blah blah blah. And they would go down there, and then I would have it so I could roll the mouse over them and auto kill them. And I would kill them, then spawn all this crazy fire around, and like, you're in my world now, bitch. Like, they just keep reviving and killing and reviving, killing over and over and over again, so that way they couldn't even like click out. That was dumb and mean, but I was like a little kid.
Sounds
I was
awful.
like 13, 14. The 13, yeah, when I was doing that. What about you, Brandon?
Only thing I can think of is I played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I glitched a Hadouken and a Shuriken at the same time.
What?
So, spinning kicks and fireballs.
That's freaking awesome.
But mashing for the win.
Nice.
I think some of my funniest and favorite things was like in Bad Company 2. Back when we were about to stop playing that, we would just put a bunch of C4 on like a jet ski and then launch one of your friends because there was no team damage like in the mode that we were playing.
Yeah.
So you could just try to launch them as far as you could across the map.
Nice. Oh man, they need to make a new one of those. Bad Company 3. Bring back those characters too, man. Those characters were freaking awesome. So that does it for the regular part of our podcast. Now we're going to move on to video game 20 questions.
Why don't we have a graphic for that?
We're going
to talk about what we're playing too.
We're kind of running out of time.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we got all the time in the world.
I've been playing PUBG. What have you been playing, Brandon?
Well, World of Tanks and Witcher 3.
And Tristan's been playing PUBG.
And I also tried the Destiny beta on the PC. Runs
Yeah, that's right. That came out
incredibly smoothly.
Yeah.
I
Still does
wish
that.
that it was not coming out a month and a half later because I would have definitely got it on PC instead of PS4.
Oh man. Wait, no, I thought it was coming out this month.
It comes out
PS4?
next week for PS4 and Xbox, but
that's
PC
what
is
it
not
is.
until like the end of October.
Yeah.
And PS4 is also going to have the extra strikes and stuff. So with a game where
Is
you're
it
constantly running that.
extra? I'm not extra. Is it actually better than the first one?
I mean, I've only played it a very little bit.
Is there some story?
We have a
Yes.
pizza bet on this. We have a pizza bet
is
on
it-
this. It's gonna be great. They made Destiny great again, Brandon.
Yeah, it's definitely
Is it
still
in their
Destiny. Yeah, but I think that they
You're not
definitely
gonna
they
get me
doubled
on
down on
this.
the story. So
Oh, it's going down.
You're not gonna get me on this. I'm totally gonna win this pizza bet. I'm absolutely.
There's
I cannot
no way.
lose.
It's Destiny. It's
You want to double down? 2 pizzas?
2 pizzas.
Just saying. All right, so now we're gonna move on to video game 20 questions. This is where I picked a random game, and
Hold on, can I go pee?
No. What are you, Josh over here? Josh Novak just leaving in the middle of the podcast. So this is where I picked a game in the before we started, and they have 20 questions to guess what game it is. I can only give yes, no, maybe, or
Be careful with that.
be careful with that.
I got it this time.
Answers. So
You're currently googling
start.
the source.
I forgot
Will
to
you
check
Google
and
it so that we
see.
can stop looking weird.
Yeah,
Console
hurry
exclusivity.
up. Like I'm trying to look
Okay,
away
okay.
from your phone. It's kind of like right there. As
Okay.
I'm watching you do it.
All right,
All right, hold on. Looking up at the ceiling.
start.
So, starting the questions. Was it published before January 1st, 2000?
Yes. No, sorry. Yes, it was.
Jesus Christ.
Be careful with
Is it an
that.
old game or is it an older game?
It's
Just let me know.
before 2000.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we start with the exclusive? Oh no, Chris said focus on what console.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up.
So was it
Okay.
on the
I got it. We're good.
SNES, Jega if you haven't heard yet, I have developed a fun speech impediment. Is it on the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo
No,
time frame?
no,
Okay.
it is not.
Was it for the original Nintendo?
Nope. That's race. It's 3.
Okay. Nobody can see it on the camera, but I'm going to refer to the arcade.
And ask a question.
Yes. If I ask you a question and Josh says yes or no, does it count towards the 20 questions?
I don't think it does. He's not asking you the question.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
you have to ask me the question. The
Okay.
arcade's not going to answer
It
you.
might. Okay, so we need to focus more on the system.
Yeah.
I have that down now.
Do you?
All right.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it on the PlayStation? One system genre. What all came with that?
Is it on the PlayStation 1? Yes.
Cool.
Nice. Good
That
job.
worked.
PS1. I forgot that they made they had the Sony PlayStation and then they had the PlayStation 1.
Mhm.
The PS1. I forgot about that. Like
Yeah,
the small
little
one.
tiny
I
one.
forgot about.
And then you could get the TV add-on for it
Yeah.
for $79.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's
It
cool.
was amazing at the
Yeah.
time.
So yes, it was on the PlayStation 1.
Okay, so we now know that it was on the PlayStation 1.
All right. We got that down.
So, Chris, we got the console set. So next we're going to work on genre?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it a fighting game?
No.
It's never a fighting game.
Is it an RPG?
No. That's 6.
Is it a platformer?
Nope.
Okay. Wow. Is it a survival horror game?
Nope.
Okay, I figured I'd just go out. deep
No, I
into
mean
that.
that's cool.
Is there driving in it?
Yes.
All right.
It's 9. Oh, it's 9.
Get your head out of the way. I'm trying to make eye contact. All right. So
he's smiling over there.
are you thinking
He's smiling.
driver?
No.
Are you thinking?
He's smiling.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I think he got it.
I'm trying.
Because
Is-
I'm going to say that Chris's 20 questions didn't count because I did a game specifically for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So this would, if you, what is it? We're at 11 now. We're at 11 is the record. So we're at 9. Be careful, but you can do this.
Is there a clown in it?
Oh, I don't. Oh, no.
It's not Twisted Metal.
Yeah.
No, or I don't. There's not a,
If there's a clown in it, we
You would
win.
know.
Yeah.
not that I know
Yeah.
of. Not that I know of. I'll
Okay.
give you that.
I thought it was twisted.
Probably not, but
Okay.
maybe. I don't.
That would have been amazing if
Yeah.
it was finally
Yeah.
like.
Damn. All right. Well,
All right.
So we're
That's
not in
10,
the direction that we
so,
thought we
yeah.
were. So
Is it the first in a series of games?
yes. Actually, I'm gonna take that one back because I will give you guys a warning when it's not. Oh wait, no, that's right. They're the weird things like Star Fox. So okay. Yeah. No. It is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is the first.
Okay.
first in a series.
Thinking.
Is it a straight racing game? Did we ask that?
No,
already?
we did not.
Is it a racing game?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I wouldn't call it that.
I mean, it could be driver. Try to narrow it down with that.
Okay. I don't remember the whole concept of driver except for you were the getaway driver for everything. Are you avoiding the police?
Yeah.
And then there was driver 2 and driver 3, and then it was over, right?
Yeah,
And driver 2 was on the PlayStation, driver 3 was on the PlayStation 2.
I think so.
Hmm.
But getting away from the police doesn't really narrow it down for us because it's like Need for Speed and stuff like that. You're still getting away from the police.
Yeah, but Need for Speed is a racing game, and the first
Oh, yeah.
and the first of the series wasn't getting away from the police.
Right.
Even Hot Pursuit, I would call Need for Speed a racing game.
Okay.
Yeah, I would absolutely call that a racing game.
Okay. So it's not. There is driving.
There is driving.
In fact, with that one, I would go like yes, but be careful with that.
Okay.
What was oh no, that was the PlayStation 2, the Burnout, because Burnout's not a racing game, that's a demolition game.
Right. Well, there's still
Burnout is
racing.
absolutely a racing game. They didn't even add Crash until like 2 or 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. It was like Takedown or something.
Yeah.
All I remember is the crashing. That was a blast.
Yeah, in fact, Burnout 1 was not fun at all. Burnout 2 was but Burnout 1, like, you can't even, like, if you hit any other car, like, your car just starts spinning out of control. It wasn't
shit.
it wasn't like
Yeah.
3 where, you're just, by the way, that game.
That is an
Burnout
awesome game.
3.
Burnout 3.
It's
Now, which
still
one was the one where you were
playable.
in
It still
Hollywood?
looks amazing. Oh, no, screw that one. That one's like 5 or 4 or
Burnout
something.
Paradise?
Yeah,
Paradise.
that game was cool.
Paradise. I
That
don't
one was a
like that one.
blast.
Yeah,
I love
That
that
was
one.
nothing like Revenge.
Because there's like an
That was
open
like
world.
Sandbox.
Yeah.
Just giant open destroy
Yeah,
stuff.
that was cool.
Like that. That's
No.
the Grand Theft Auto I could get into.
No.
All right, so let's perspective.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either top down is going to.
I guess we haven't really narrowed down if you get out of the car.
Do you get out of the car?
Yep.
Okay,
No.
and we know it's a car.
Yes. 2 for 1.
That's
All
right.
right.
Tricked him.
14.
So we get out of the car. So that still could be driver. That still
Yeah.
could be
Well, do you get out of? Yeah, I think you get out
not in the first one, but in
Yeah.
the second one you do.
because I thought we were still doing the thing where we're only doing the first of the series, right?
Oh, are we?
Does that count as a
Well, no. So, like, when it comes to like
the mechanics
Call of
changed in the
Duty,
second one.
I'm gonna go with like the first Call of Duty or things like
okay,
that.
so general title.
But with the whole series thing with the Star Fox,
Yeah,
dilemma
because
that we
that's
had.
Because you
yeah.
could get out of the vehicle in Star Fox.
no, I'm saying
64.
as far as because he asked, this is the first in a series. If he asked me that when I was doing Star Fox 64, I would say no because
it's like a different storyline.
it's like
Yeah.
the series of Star Fox is
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, that would be the first in a series, but it would be the first in a franchise. I guess that
That's
would
true.
be the question.
That's true because
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah.
I
But
just need to bring it back for the
basically,
Switch.
don't look for a sequel. Like if you were choosing between Driver and Driver 2, then it's never going to be Driver 2.
Well, no, I'm not looking for
Not
the
never,
sequel.
I'll let you
I'm
know.
looking for the mechanics because Driver 1 you cannot get out of the car. Driver
Right.
2 you can.
That is true.
So
So
if
we
you
know
can
it's
get out of the
Driver.
car, I'm wondering if that would apply to the Driver franchise or the Driver game.
I got you.
Can you clarify on that?
Wait, what? What was the question?
If the getting out of the car is to the franchise or if it's to the
No,
the game.
all these questions are for the game.
Okay,
yeah.
because the first one
No,
you can't
that would
out of
get
the
really confusing.
I know, that's what
that
I'm
would get
asking.
incredibly
car.
confusing.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that it's not Driver because
Yeah,
that's
I
just
think
way too
I think
common.
that's safe. Yeah.
Okay,
So what else could it be?
Crazy Taxi, but that came on the Dreamcast as well.
Can you get out of the car in that?
No.
Okay.
And it's not a racing game. You literally just drive around and
Yeah.
try to make the most unbearable driving experience ever without exploding.
What do you get out of then?
You collect money.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh.
we said you can get out of the car. He said yes to that, so
Oh,
it
that's
can't
true,
be
that's true,
Crazy
that's true.
Taxi.
So it can't be Crazy Taxi.
So I'm trying to think of games where you can get out of the car.
And it's got to be a car.
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto. But you don't run away from the cops.
Yeah, I mean that you could ask, perspective-wise.
Well, I mean, we've already narrowed out
Oh,
that you
right,
don't run
right.
away from the cops.
Are there a game where you are the cop?
How do you not run away from the cops in Grand Theft Auto?
No, I
That's the
asked you
point.
if-
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
confirmed
that's-
that you don't run away from cops.
Yeah, the question that I asked earlier, question number 12 was, do you run away from the cops? And you
I
said
said
no.
yeah.
No, you said
No, I
no.
said yeah. I absolutely
You said
yes.
no.
You
No,
did
I
say no.
absolutely said yes. I
That
100%
completely changes-
said yes.
So it's Grand Theft Auto.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, narrow it down a little more.
Is it top down?
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah.
And you said that so early. You said that so much earlier. You're like, all right, well, there's like those kind of Grand Theft Auto games. I looked at the camera too, knowingly. I'm like, yeah.
It's
Yeah, no, you said, do you run away from the cops? I said, yeah, and then that's what started us on the whole Need for Speed thing.
Right.
And I'm like, Hot Pursuit, like, because that's what made you think about that. I said, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
You
I
tricked
absolutely. Like, how did I trick you? We talked about Hot Pursuit and
You let
Most
us
Wanted.
talk too long. We forgot where we at.
Yeah, right. Normally you have Mark on the line and he's going to review what we asked. And
here's the funny thing is.
Wait, hold on, time out. The funny thing is you literally didn't remember what it came out on.
Yeah, that's the thing. It came out on the PS1,
Yeah.
but it was not. It did not originally come out on PS1.
No?
You asked, did it come out on the PS1? So I made sure to repeat that. I'm like, yes, it came out on the PS1. You did not say, did it originally come out on the PlayStation 1? Where I would have said no. It originally came out on PC, October 1997. So that's the thing. I didn't know if it came out simultaneously with PlayStation and PC. But no, it was PC first and then PlayStation. So you lucked out with that
I'm
one.
glad we kind of ran with
That was
one
the trick.
because-
That was the trick.
Yeah, we would have been totally boned if you
Yeah.
said PC.
So it's an open world action adventure game developed in Scotland, formerly called DMA Design, now we know as Rockstar North. And the objective is to get points, 8 playable characters, 4 men, 4 women, limited lives, 6 levels in 3 fictionalized cities. Did you know that they have Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas in the original Grand Theft Auto?
I did not.
I did not know that either. Yeah. You could go between the 3
No,
cities, and those are the 3 cities.
I know that there's a expansion that was not really public.
The London one.
Yes.
That was 2.
But
That was Grand Theft Auto 2.
yeah, that was just like overshadowed quickly into Grand Theft Auto 3.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was a long time before.
Well, I mean, there was a gap, yes, but I mean, nobody knew about it, and then it was re-released.
Okay.
I think.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
I'm gonna go with it.
All right. And
News, facts, fake
that
facts.
does it for us, guys. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching and putting up with my sappy, sad stuff in the beginning of the episode. You can find new episodes every Monday on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, and Stitcher. And we have our live recordings every Sunday on YouTube. Well, okay, so today's just Facebook because I didn't want anything else to go wrong. But it will be on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook Live every Sunday at 8:30. You can subscribe at youtube.com/downrightfiercegaming. You can follow us and like and do all the stuff on facebook.com/downrightfiercegaming. Twitter at DRF Podcast, which I will start writing for when people start following. Until then, I'm not going to bother. You could just, whatever, just follow us. Like us.
Follow
What,
the
is that,
nothing.
is that a Twitter thing to follow? It's a
I don't
follow
know.
thing, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
I think
I don't
everything social media is follow.
I don't know. And then twitch.tv/DRF Podcast. You can buy merchandise, including posters, at teespring.com/downrightfierce. You can kick us a couple bucks a month at patreon.com/downrightfierce, where you get thanked at the end of the episode and you get all of our bonus content 1 week early. The thank yous that we give at the end of the episode are usually the same every week, but
We can get some more people
we
just
would love
by donating
to. We would love
$2.
to.
All right.
$2, that's it. $2 a month, and then you get thanked and you get all the bonus content 1 week early.
Still waiting on these new chairs.
So yeah, we need to get them new chairs. We want to thank Mark Mayfield. Thank you so much, Mark Mayfield.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
We want to thank Jeff Knight. Thank you, Jeff
Knight.
Knight. We also want to thank Brian Altano, Damon Hatfield, and MC Lars for letting us use their music. MC Lars, we will have that interview next month. That's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. We're going to get that interview. I'm going to try to convince him to do a video game 20 questions. I think that'd be pretty fun.
That would be awesome.
And then we also want to thank our executive producers, Brian Kaminsky and Andrew Facekicker Kirkendall.
Face kicker.
Guys, make sure you take that car that you have in your garage and make sweet love to it in the window hole.
I have no idea what he's going with this one.
Boobs.